Alright guys, what's going on? Captain here, back with another Marvel Contest of Champions video. Today we've got a content creator special. We got Cull Obsidian on the account. I've got him for a few days here. I've been doing some testing with him today so that I can let you guys know what there is to know about Cull Obsidian. And guys, my first impression is I'm very impressed with this character. He is a lot of fun, and it doesn't take much to figure him out. He gets some insane burst damage, and it doesn't take too long to get to it. So let's go ahead and dive into his abilities. But before I do that, I am not getting paid by Kabam to do this. This isn't a sponsored video. They just give us access to these characters every now and then so that we can kind of review them, see if we find any bugs, report them back to them, as well as give you guys a little bit of a sneak preview before the character gets added. So yeah, they have nothing to do. They're not paying me for this at all. So there you go, guys. Had to get that out of the way. So first things first is Cull Obsidian has missions. So similar to the other Children of Thanos, Proxima Midnight, and Corvus, he also has his missions. He only has 3. It says 3 missions, and they can be done in any order, and they can each be completed multiple times in a fight. So that's kind of a cool thing to do. So the first one here is break their defenses. Simply just knock out a champion. So every fight, when you take out a character, you're going to be gaining 1 mission. There you go. That's the first one down. The second one, crush their hope. Knock out an Avenger. Basically similar to Corvus's. Kill any character who has the Avengers tag. You're going to get another mission completed. And then the third one, knock out a champion above 95% health without the combo meter resetting during the fight. So basically, play perfect. Don't get hit. Don't lose your combo. If it was a character that had 95% or more health at the beginning, you're going to gain a mission. So essentially, you could get all 3 missions in one fight if you go against the right character, as you'll see in some of my gameplay I'm going to show. So pretty easy missions, not too hard to do. Next, we have Thanos' Favor. Max persistent charges 10. So these missions, if you complete them, they give you a persistent charge. You can get up to 10 throughout the quest. And then at the beginning of the fight, Thanos' Favor buff is gained per persistent charges. So you basically gain as many Thanos Favor buffs as you have persistent charges. So the more missions you've completed, the more Thanos Favor buff you're going to start out with in the fight. These buffs have a duration that pause for 1 second each time an attack is landed. So in the gameplay, you'll kind of showcase that. So once you have that active on your character, when you attack into them, it pauses the buff duration for like a second. So there you go. And then what you get from the Thanos Favors buffs. So 1+, each buff grants 10% attack. So at max of 10, I forgot to mention that. Max is at 10, so you're getting a plus 100% attack at the max amount there. 3+, you get 40 plus 40 crit damage. At 5+, each buff provides true accuracy, allowing attacks to ignore evasion and auto block. A really nice feature. I love that. And in the gameplay, found the perfect quest to showcase that, so you'll see that in a bit. 8+, you grant 5% root buff duration. So now what the question is, what is root buff? Well, we'll get to that in 1 second. Right here it says, well-timed blocks. Cull Obsidian's unique shield allows him to use the parry mastery against projectile attacks only if the mastery is unlocked or active. Haven't actually tested that out myself, so I still need to do that. But anyways, moving on to the next thing, to the root buff. So route buff, sorry. I probably said root earlier. So 8+, you get +5 route buff duration. So what the route buff is, you dash back, hold block for 1.2 seconds. This causes the opponent to suffer for negative 100% auto block ability accuracy. Also grants his attack an additional burst of energy damage equal to 120 damage dealt. This is what I was talking about, that he is a crazy burst damage character. You're doing more damage on the burst of energy damage than you are for your normal attacks. 120%, and that number gets pretty big, again, as you'll see in the gameplay. Heavy attacks, one of his cooler features that I found myself using as often as I can. 50% chance per strike to inflict an armor break debuff, reducing armor by 1333.33 for 11 seconds. So 11 seconds armor up, or armor break, that's a lengthy armor break, and it's a pretty heavy one, plus they stack. And it increases by 15% duration ability accuracy based on your persistent charges. So further into the quest, the more charges you've completed, the higher chance you have to inflict those armor breaks. Basically, you need about 7 or 8 of them, and you're at almost 100%. So yeah, it's pretty nice. So every time you're going to be using a heavy, you're putting 3 armor breaks because his heavy attack has 3 parts, and each strike inflicts an armor break. Up next for his special attacks, he is Overwhelming Presence, reduces the opponent's armor up ability by 100% during his special attacks. So while you're using a special attack, the enemy won't be able to activate any armor ups that can come in handy for a certain few characters. So for the special 1, Combat Expertise grants 10 combo shield buffs. When struck, 1 combo shield buff is lost instead of combo meter resetting. So basically it's a combo shield protect. If you get hit while you have this active, you won't lose your combo. Instead, you will lose one of these combo shields, which can come in handy if you're trying to complete that 3rd mission, which you have to complete. You have to knock out the champion over 95% health without a combo meter resetting. So that is kind of something good to pair with that. But the real money maker is the special 2. Each strike has an 80% chance to pause the duration of all armor break debuffs on the opponent for 2 seconds. And you get a 100% chance to stun for 2 seconds afterwards. So pair this with the heavy attack, get as many of those heavy attacks on as you can, stack up those armor breaks, use a special 2, you get a little bit more time out of that already 11-second armor break. And yeah, you'll see the damage, guys. It's ridiculous. Then the special 3 is also kind of a nice one to have, but I found myself not really using it much. At first, I thought it was going to be important, but then maybe in like a really long fight, it could. So the power for Thanos causes Cull Obsidian to re-trigger all of his Thanos favor buffs, plus 10% attack for each persistent charge. So what that's saying is your Thanos favor right here that you start every fight with based on your persistence. Once that expires, it's normally gone, but if you smash your special 3, it'll reactivate it and you'll have it again. So that's kind of what the special 3 is talking about there. Now for his awakened ability, Cull Obsidian's route buff has expired. It goes down into cooldown and can be reactivated after 15 seconds. This is nice because without his awakened ability, you can only do the route buff once per fight. So there it is. You can get it, gives you a chance to get it again. But I mean, in most fights, you really only need it one time, unless I haven't tested him out in something like Labyrinth of Legends yet to see how viable he is there. He might have some potential there, but so that something like this could come in handy for that. But then also with Awakened ability, when the route enters cooldown, Cull's aggression is awarded with a Fury buff, granting a 2944 attack for 5 seconds. This buff gains 0.5 seconds duration for each hit landed while route is active. So once you get that route active, you want to be pushing, getting in there as fast as you can, hit as many hits as you can, because once it expires, you're going to have an even longer Fury buff, and that Fury buff also does a lot of damage. So Awakened ability can be pretty important in the longer fights. So that's it for his basic abilities. Let's jump into his synergies, which gives him a few more missions. So the first one, new mission, disarm their tech. With Corvus or Proxima, you knock out a tech champion. The mission you completed it can be completed once per quest. So this is unlike the other ones. They don't stack. You don't get multiple throughout the quest. Basically, you just gain another charge if you take out a tech champion, basically how Corvus does with his missions. So that's kind of not a super important one since you're already stacking them so quickly anyways. Looking back, this one's not really that important, so makes it easy. You don't need to bring them in. Same thing with this one. I can't personally test this one out myself, but it's pretty straightforward. Knock out a champion with the route buff active. This mission can also only be completed once each quest, but I don't have Ebony Maw or Thanos, so I can't test it. But again, you're going to be getting him fast enough already. Not a super important one. Now, if Ebony Maw ends up having a nice synergy with him in the future, then we might have to revisit it. But this one right here is one that I do encourage you to use if you're going to go for this character. Launching a special attack grants a Fury buff for 4 seconds, increasing attack by 50%. This buff gains 150 duration while fighting a hero champion. So, right when you use a special attack, this is active, so you get that plus 50% for the special attack, and it's a big increase in the damage. It's making you hit a lot harder, especially if you've built up those armor breaks and everything. he'll hit hard. And then the last ones down here are just some crit synergies. So really only one synergy that I think is really unique and really helpful. So it makes it so you can have good flexibility in your questing lineup. So lastly here, I want to look at his attributes real quick. You can see kind of just the numbers up there. I'm not going to break it down completely. I just want to point out the fact he's an XL character, which kind of expected. If he wasn't, that'd be pretty ridiculous. But it makes him a great option for Variant 2 and any future content that is going to have a size regulation on it. So now, guys, I'm going to move into the gameplay portion. I'm sure many of you skipped ahead to this part anyways. But guys, let's go ahead and get into that. All right, so getting into the gameplay now, here you can see I'm going into Variant 2 Mystery in the Micro Realms. And yes, I know I didn't stream this, which was intentional because I kind of wanted to blitz through this real quick so they had a couple quests I could test out Cull Obsidian on, because since he is an XL character, this was the first thing I thought of, was he's probably going to be perfect for this questing, so I had to at least get some gameplay in here. So going in with some random synergies against Black Widow, one thing you'll notice, you do start out every fight with one persistent charge. So the start of the quest, you get it right off the bat. As you can see, the Thanos favor is that orange buff in the top left, counting down. Anytime I make physical contact with the opponent, it will pause temporarily. There you can see I dashed back, I held block and activated the route buff. So there we go. Now I'm hitting that direct damage. You can see the red damage is the direct damage, is dealing more than my normal hits, which is pretty cool because remember that is 120% direct burst energy damage. So there we go. This Black Widow is already down, and I mean only 26 hits. This is a rank 5 4-star character going up in Variant, which is supposed to be one of the hardest content in the game. So moving forward up to the next path here, we're going along the bottom right, which is the dash intercept damage. So we've got a class disadvantage here. You can see now we're going to start the fight with 4 buffs because we knocked out a champion, we knocked out an Avenger, and we didn't lose our combo. So there's the 3 missions. You can see the Thanos favor starts with 4. I activate route again. I like to start it the second the fight gets in and then try to get a couple armor breaks as soon as I can. So now I have those armor breaks. I have all my buffs. You can see my medium K, my crit damage. I had a 5K damage in there. I mean, it ramps up, you can see already, because remember, for each persistent charge based on the Thanos favor, you get plus 10% attack. So I'm at plus 40% attack damage now. And boom, he's already down. That fight barely lasted just as long as the Black Widow one. 28 hits, again with a 4-star. So up next, the next fight was actually a Mephisto. And I tested it out the first time I ran this path. Didn't go very well, so switched it up, brought in my Gladiator Hulk, which is only a rank 3, took him down, and then figured let's move forward past that. Going on in now to the Nightcrawler, one of his abilities, once you have 5+ buffs or more, you get true accuracy, which ignore evasion and auto block, which this fight with the Nightcrawler, you'll see he will not be able to evade. I'm going to keep him in his Nafem mode. I activate the route buff by dashing back and the regen as well, since I have Heimdall, and you can see there we go, there's an evade failed. I get a couple armor breaks on him right here. He's already almost down to half health, and I hadn't even had 10 hits on him. Evade fail, and boom. Oh, nope, not on that hit. One more tap. I thought that one was going to get him. There we go. 18 hits against the Nightcrawler, and the Nightcrawler is dead. Again, just absolutely cruising through this quest so far. Super impressed with the damage output here. Especially, I mean, just keep in mind, this is Variant that I'm going through right now with a 4-star character like it's nothing. Now we got Darkhawk, who's one of the newer characters, kind of an annoying one to fight. And again, remember, if I have 5 or more of those buffs, I'm going to have true accuracy. I don't have to worry about auto block. Well, let's go ahead, get a couple armor breaks on him. He gets into his shield mode, which shouldn't be an issue since we don't have to worry about those auto blocks. You can see there, auto block failed, auto block failed, auto block failed. And I do make a mistake right there. I mistimed the special one, which I just wasn't expecting it there. That's on me. But it doesn't matter. He is already dead at this point. I don't need the knock it down champion at 95% at this point. I already am up to 8 charges. I don't lose those. I gain another one there because he was a tech character. I did have the tech synergy in there with Proxima, so I get one there. And I get one anyways because I broke the defenses, just knocked down a champion. So now I'm up to 10 charges, and now we're going up against the mini boss of the quest, the Domino. A fight that I'm sure has caused many people a headache. Here we go. We go ahead and heal up. But again, I don't have to worry about her evade. I just have to hope that I don't get the glitch where she breaks through the block. But I gotta basically just play smart, and this fight should go just as smoothly as the last one. So we'll go ahead, see here. We get a lucky parry right off the bat. I don't normally get that against her. You can see I activate my route, so there we go. I get the buffs going. I get had a couple armor breaks on it. I mean, and she's already dead. She was dead before I used my special one. I didn't need to use the special one. The direct damage killed her. I just had already pressed it, so it completed the animation anyways. That Domino fight, she didn't even have a chance. So you can see, guys, what I was saying at the start of this video. I said he is an insane burst damage character. This is with a 4-star, remember, which is just crazy to see these numbers. Going in the final fight here of the quest, we've got the final boss, the mutant one that has the Cyclops abilities. Again, got the 10 Thanos favors, get a parry, get a couple armor breaks on him, activate my route, activate my regen, get a couple more. You can see on the heavy, I'm doing 3,000 direct damage on those, 4,000 on one of those. I mean, evade the special one. This fight, this whole quest was just, this whole path was set up perfectly for Cull Obsidian, except for that Mephisto. But here we go. We're going to use the special to right here and end off the fight. And boom, 15k to finish him off. So there you have it, guys. That is Cull Obsidian. Quick breakdown, guys. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, if you'd like me to take on any other content while I still have the character, I've got him for a few more days. But so far, I am pleasantly surprised with this character. I think he is going to be, if you don't have someone that's good for variant 2, if you don't have a thing, I'm thinking he might be one of the top characters now to take on this whole quest. I'm going to try to complete more of it, but I won't be able to use him, sadly. But it does make me want to go for him. But again, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.